That one was spicy.
So the Warriors have to play 48 minutes.
So I think it's going 7. I have it. I have the Nuggets in 7.
Ant-Man, Batman, Watchmen, Lakers at 5.
Well, it's money time now.
All right, welcome back, YouTube, to the Goatcast podcast. I am Big Nige. I'm doing well, and I got two co-hosts with me today. I got Big Shamrock, aka Boston Butt Cheeks. How we doing?
Oh God, what's good, everybody? How y'all doing on this cold night out here?
Doing well, and of course I got my man Ron Dog over here as well. How we doing, Ron?
Like always, chilling like a villain.
All right, no CW right now. He might join at some point, but he also might not. So I'm proceeding with the show as normal. But so today we're gonna kind of just go through, like, obviously Nico Harrison getting fired. Gonna weigh in on that, what this means for Dallas. Kind of revisit his little history a little bit. We're gonna talk about our concerns with Zion. Obviously nothing new there, but is it time for the Pelicans to kind of be done with this whole Zion fiasco? And then we'll touch on LeBron's imminent return as he's kind of ramping up basketball operations. We'll see if we're going to see LeBron anytime soon, and what version of LeBron do the Lakers currently need. Also, what's up, Iron Man 32? Appreciate you pulling up. And then we might preview the Thunder and Lakers game tonight. See what our thoughts are. Does everybody think the Thunder is going to win or whatever? But anyway, let's go ahead and get things started. So, Nico Harrison was fired by the Dallas Mavericks, and obviously for various reasons, but the biggest reason I think everybody can agree with was this monumental trade, trading Anthony Davis for Luka Doncic. Given the Lakers, Luka Doncic still to me is one of the most bizarre trade scenarios in NBA history. And so when you have something like that go down, and before I kind of dig into this a little bit more, I'm going to kick it to Shamrock first. So with Nico Harris being fired, what do you think this means for Dallas, and kind of where do you see their future going forward with his departure?
First of all, why was this not done sooner? Why did it take this long for them to fire this man? Ooh-wee, man. I just think this is about to be the rebuild. You got to hit the big button. You got Cooper Flag. Okay, that's a good start. You got some pieces you could trade. You could trade Kyrie. You could trade Anthony Davis. I don't know what you'll get for him being as injured as he always is, but why was this not done sooner? As an owner, or you trust your employees to do their jobs, but like as soon as you heard this man was going to do this and trade a generational, a monumentally generational talent, you should have been like, nah, I might have to fire you. But I think this is the big rebuild button, man. This is the big kablooey button. It's time to sell house. It's time to fire sale this. It's time.
So before I kick it to Ron, when you say it's time to, so you think they should hit the full rebuild button? Like, you don't think?
Yeah, absolutely. No,
and retool.
No. Nope. I think you keep Cooper Flag. I think everybody else is a piece. I think this is a full rebuild. You're already losing almost every game. Where's Kyrie? Anthony Davis is either hurt or not playing to his level. It's time.
Okay. I mean, the Dallas Mavericks are 3-8 as of this recording right now. I have to go look at where they are in the standings because I know they're pretty low. They're 14th right now as of this recording, which is not the start that I didn't pick them to start this low. I mean,
oh, trust me, I know that you didn't pick them to start that low. Hater.
All right. Look, we had this discussion. All right, with me and Ron Dog had this discussion about the Spurs and the Mavs. Yes, the Spurs look amazing. Can't take nothing from them, but this Dallas team, if you told me that Jason Kidd was going to try to say, hey, Cooper Flag, we know you're not the greatest ball handler, the greatest decision maker. We're going to make you our point guard.
He said that he was going to do that.
But my thing is saying it and making him your full-time point guard early on in the season when these first 10, 11 games that they've played so far matter, because every game matters until you get Kyrie Irving. You want to give him a cushion because he's not going to come back and be all NBA level Kyrie. Like, we don't know what we're going to get. So you want to play your best basketball, especially when you have a rookie like Cooper Flag. So my thing with that was I assumed Cooper was going to play his natural position, like small forward, power forward, but more than likely small forward. They brought in D'Lo. D'Lo was supposed to be the guy to hold the fort down point guard wise. I had concerns with this team's shot creating ability because without Kyrie on the floor in terms of shot creation, you weren't really going to get much. D'Lo can help with that, but he does not address that issue. Playmaking. You lose a generational playmaker in Luka Doncic. That team was built around Luka Doncic and his playmaking ability. Yes, Kyrie can playmake, but he's not coming back anytime soon. So you have a bunch of play finishers. You have catch and shooters, or some of them could be catch and shooters. I don't know what's going to play, but another conversation for another day. But this team was built for Luka, and Luka got traded. This is kind of what it boils down to. I had high hopes for this team because I thought AD playing his natural position, so he says, was going to make this roster look a lot better than what it was. But before I continue on, Ron Dog, what other things you got to add for the direction of this Dallas Mavs? Do you agree with Shamrock over here? Do you think they should hit the full rebuild, or do you think that AD, maybe Kyrie, maybe it's time for them to maybe shift one of those pieces out to see if you can retool and salvage this thing?
Well, I like halfway agree with five. They need a revamp, but not a full revamp. Just a couple people. Not keep Kyrie, keep Cooper, get rid of AD, and then I keep PJ and Lively, and then like try to see what I can get for the rest of them. Because those few players I named, they're probably the best ones on that team. And then they're probably the only hope of them having a strong core. And then like they just really need some solid, decent shooters around them, people who could play defense. Because they looked so terrible just the other night against the Bucks. They are up by 2, 6 seconds left, and then blow it to lose. It's just yeah. Dallas is not looking the way that many people thought that they were going to look. I knew that they weren't going to be that good, just off of Irving being hurt and then Paper Mache Davis, who gets hurt a lot. I knew, but
I mean, so to be clear, both of you guys are in somewhat agreement that they do need to kind of just go ahead and wipe their hands clean with this AD experiment. Only a few grand total, like a month or so in, for factoring last season as well. So obviously, Kyrie and AD's only played a handful of games together. So you guys are willing to hit the reset button and not wait for Kyrie to come back.
mine's not a full reset. Mine's to trade away a couple pieces to try to get some better ones to make the team a little bit more well-rounded.
So hear me out on this.
Okay.
They have no identity. They have nobody that's showing out. They have nobody that's trying to say, "Hey, this is my team. I'm going to help this team win. I'm going to do what I can." They have nothing. They have nobody to build around. They have nobody to say, "Hey, let's try and pair this player, with him because, he's our guy." They have no identity. When you look at other teams, even though teams that have hurt players, when you look at other teams, you know who their guy is. Look at the Bucks, it's Giannis. Look at the Lakers, it's Luka. Look at the Spurs, it's Wemby. Look at the Clippers, it's Kawhi. The teams have those guys to build around and to be their guy. The Mavs don't have an identity. They have nothing. Who
AD's not their identity?
No, he's too hurt. He don't step on the court for them enough.
I mean, okay, but even if he's hurt, he is their he's their guy for until they decide to move on from him. He's the guy that's supposed to fill the Luka Doncic shoes. So even
that's
though
that's
Go
the
ahead.
thing. The shoes shouldn't even be filled. Luka, this trade should never be happened. It's the worst trade in NBA history, I believe. Like, you just went to the finals with a 25-year-old, 24-year-old, player who is playing out of his mind. Yeah, he got beat. It's his first NBA finals. All right, it happens.
to your
nobody
Celtics,
expects.
might you add?
Yeah, to my Celtics, but my Celtics had already been to the finals and lost to Steph Curry, who freaking shot their entire universe out.
Yeah, because you guys played him with drop coverage. He torched y'all.
Left Robert Williams on an island and said, "Give Steph Curry a rocket launcher."
Yeah.
But there's nothing there for them. When you look, even if you look at my team, the Celtics, with Jason Tatum being hurt, it's still Jason Tatum's team. Jaylen Brown's just filling the role right now. AD hasn't filled the role. He hasn't done anything to the role. He hasn't shown that, hey, I'm on the Mavs now, so this is my team. I'm the guy now.
I mean, he was putting up pretty good numbers before he went down with injury, but I think we could pump the brakes a little bit. Like, it is still really early in the season. Cooper Flag wasn't playing his position. I don't think D'Lo has had a fair enough shake in the playmaking department to make an impact on this team that I know he can make. Now, I'm not asking him to give me 20 and 10. God bless, no. But can he help get guys better shots in a more consistent point guard role? I think he can. When you have all the injuries that they have had, that obviously hampers your success rate. Now, one thing I will say to y'all's point, when you say AD, or especially for Shamrock's point, AD to me is just like, he says he wants to play the 4, but from what I've seen, he doesn't really look all that comfortable with Lively or Gafford playing alongside him down low. Like, defensively, sure, it allows him to do a couple different things and not be the sole rim protector. But offensively, since he's not hitting his 3-point shot consistently, he's not shooting very good from out there. His shot creating skills have always been suspect without a playmaker on the floor with him. You'd have to take him back to his New Orleans days when he had a little bit more pep in his step, that he could create that advantage for his team. He's not getting by like he used to back then. Like, he's a lot slower. And so with his shot not being as effective now, he looks a little out of place at the 4. I'll be honest with you. I think they still look better with him at the 5. Having said all that, first and foremost, please, like, if you can get anything for Klay Thompson, I advise the Mavs to do that. If this is the direction the Mavs are going and they're taking out the trash, well, damn it, Klay Thompson got to go with Nico Harrison. It's time. He just has not produced at all this season. He has been terrible.
He's taking Cooper Flag's.
He's
taking Cooper Flag's shooting guard minutes.
Well, whatever the case may be, Klay, it's time for him. I understand Klay's frustration with this team. He came here to play with Luka. He came to play with Kyrie. Luka got traded. Kyrie's down with injury. Understandable. But damn, these performances are getting scarier by the day. Don't know what you can get for him, but that's an avenue I would 110% be looking to get off of Klay Thompson.
He's turned from the splash brother to the trash brother.
Maybe. They said that maybe they can package Klay with a free Meg halftime show. I mean, hey, go Cash Hoops. He might be onto something, because something's got to change. Because this, you got to get
making moves on the court. He's making moves off the court.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But yeah, so we're gonna move past this. I mean, like I said, Nico Harrison, wish him well. You make a blunder like that, the Mavs better have started 11-0, or I could see this coming anyway. But with all the injuries and the struggles that this team had, it was only inevitable that he was going to lose his job. I just don't like that he was the scapegoat, because it's not like he did this trade by himself. Like, he had to get the okay from management. You know, the owner was speaking up on his behalf, talking about that defense wins champions just like him. And he co-signed on the BS that trade was, because that trade was BS. But regardless, wish him well. Dallas is in shambles, and until they can figure out some of the glaring holes on this roster, it might not get better for them anytime soon.
Broken-legged horse.
Speaking like another team that's in shambles, God, the lowly New Orleans Pelicans, man. And since we're talking about some pretty bottom-of-the-barrel teams, I want to say the only team that's worse than the Mavericks that we just laid out of all their issues is Zion's New Orleans Pelicans, or I should say the Zion-less New Orleans Pelicans, because yet again, Zion went down with injury about, I think his last game was November 2nd, his last game he played, which he played fine, and don't get me wrong, but he went down with yet another injury. And it's getting to a point now where I just have to start looking very objectively at this roster. They thought that Jordan Poole could be a splash for this team. It just didn't work. It's not working. It's not working currently. So, I mean, yes, they drafted Derek Queen, and he looks okay. Like, I'm not super. He's not underwhelming. I mean, he's a solid dude, 6'9", 6'10", whatever. Like, he can play. Don't get me wrong, but they're just not getting enough. Like, this team is just not good, to just keep it frank. And yes, Goatcast did say that Zion should be traded last year, and I agree. Like, he should have been traded. If anything, if I'm the Pelicans brass, I don't see why you still have him right now. I think if anything, you have Zion play 10, 15 games straight, have him put up, 20-7, 22-8, whatever he can put up, and then you ship him off for the first person who will bid on him, because he's proven that he cannot be your cornerstone guy. I think he could help another ball club, but I don't think he can be the number one option on a championship team. I think he has too many flaws in his game offensively, and his durability is just a huge question mark when talking about building around him. So with the fact that he's making all that money, and the Pelicans they go where he takes them, and he can't take them nowhere if he's not on the floor. For me, I would say it's time to give up on Zion. But Ron Dog, what are your thoughts? Is it time for them to give up on Zion, or do we need to have a different conversation?
Bro, they should. They should have given up on Zion during his third year.
Year 3?
Year 3. He missed too many games by then, bro. He missed way too many games.
Oh, wait, hold up. Keep going. I gotta look something because year 3, that's early.
He's missed too many games because, like, even though how good offensively he can be, he's not on the floor enough to be able to make the argument to keep him. Because as we saw him as he came through the league and played, he was big body. But the problem with that, as explosive as he wants to play, those cats with his body type just cannot continue to get that type of play. He's a football player trying to play basketball. He has picked the wrong sport. If he wanted to be as explosive as he is and stay healthy, he should have been a football player. Basketball, he has to be more agile. He has to be more in shape to be able to keep his body from taking itself out like it's been. So I think, yeah, they have to give up on him. They need to try to get something for him at the trade deadline. Something.
What do you got, Shamrock?
Spicy take from Ron Dog. Spicy take. Boy, a football player.
He is.
But nah. I don't think they should have given up on him year 3. I think that's too early for a type of player, because I still think when he is on the court, he's a baller. You know, I think when he's healthy, he is on the court, he's a baller. Is he a number one guy? I think we've seen now, no, he can't stay on the court enough. But if you put him with someone else that is, a number one type of guy, or maybe not even a number one type of guy, maybe they could just be a number one type of guy on, a certain night. That way Zion doesn't have to always be the number one. But right now, and from what I've seen all the Pelicans' career with Zion, he's had no one like that. He's had nobody to be like, okay, I'm gonna take over this night for you so you can chill back and not have to do all these plays and not have to, try and dunk on everybody with the ferocity of a T-Rex. It comes down to also, not just Zion's work ethic or his, his willingness to do this or that or his injury status. It comes down to his team's management of putting players with him as well. He's had no one to help him really, and that takes a toll on someone's body too. When you're that big and you're that explosive and you're that willing to go and be hungry, because when he's on the court, he is hungry. He wants everybody. He wants to smoke with people, but he just has no one else. No one else wants that level of smoke, that he does. No one else is on the talent level that he has. So he has to be number one every single night. He has to be that guy every single night because there's literally nobody else.
I feel like DeJounte Murray too was supposed to be another piece to help with not only playmaking wise, but just being another good piece for him that can help him. But that obviously has not articulated at all because he's been injured himself. But what were you about to say, Ron Dog?
He's had people to help him because I can't remember what year it was that the Pelicans made it into the play-in, one game away from getting into the actual playoffs. Zion wasn't playing. CJ and Brandon Ingram was carrying the team that year, but Zion just couldn't get on the court, couldn't stay healthy.
But again, goes back to my point of those guys are good and they're good pieces, but they're not number one guys. He needs another number one guy. Yeah, he was hurt and they were carrying the team because he was hurt. He couldn't play. They had to play
because he was not in good shape. He freaking
that's true. He wasn't in good shape, but again, he's still the only guy on that team. Whether he's healthy, hurt, he's still the only guy on that team that is considered the number one. I don't know anybody. We looking at DeJounte Murray, like Big Nine said, that's the only other guy that I can think of. Brandon Ingram and CJ McCollum. Yeah, those guys are great. And when they were, when CJ McCollum was in his peak back in Portland, he was a baller. But the CJ McCollum that was on the Pelicans was not a number one guy. Brandon Ingram is not a number one guy.
You saying he needed a Robin, like a definitive
Robin. He needed a Robin that could turn to a Nightwing.
I mean, I'd take it a step further, and I would say not only would he need a second option, I think he needed a stretch five, and they should address this way earlier on, because once we realized what Zion was when he was shooting above 60% in the painted area, getting downhill, being one of the best, finishers in basketball. I believe that was year 4 when he played about 70 games and he looked damn near as well as we thought Zion was going to be. If he just had a stretch five alongside him to give him the space to open up those lanes, because to your point, Shamrock, when he is, going up against, with the inside center on his team, they can crowd the lane because we know Zion's not going to shoot the ball. We know he doesn't really have an established mid-range. So when he's getting downhill playing bully ball, you got to go through your man and the center's man. So, it's unfortunate because I think the Pelicans do hold some responsibility, especially considering roster configuration. Yes, Trey Murphy III is a solid 3-and-D guy. He's a little streaky, but, solid on both sides of the ball. Herb Jones is one of the best defenders in basketball. You got, GTA, Jose Alvarez. I think I supposed to say his name wrong. But you got him as well. And he's a pest on defense. Not his offensive game's kind of to be desired. But, they've had some pieces where I think if Zion was just playing, I think he could have spelled for a lot of their roster deficiencies. But when he's not out there, it shows. Terribly so, it shows. But when you couple that with all the woes that they've had on the roster and not getting a stretch five, to me, it's just the perfect storm where everything looks like it's Zion's fault, which part of it is. Don't get me wrong. But when you're not putting your franchise player in positions to be effective or to optimize his game, that's where then I also have a problem with the Pelicans, because people can get on Zion all they want about his shape, about his condition, about like what the heck is he doing in the offseason. That's continuing. He's continuing to get injured every single season, missing multiple games every single season outside of year 4. That to me was where I think the Pelicans aren't the right fit for Zion, and I don't think the Zion is the right fit for the Pelicans either. I think it's time for them to have a clean breakup and move on to greener pastures.
Now, let me say this. Now that I've said that I blame the management, I still blame Zion. I still think he should try and to do more in his health wise and his physics wise, that he to his physique to get into shape to where he doesn't get injured. But I think this is a 60-40, but I think 60% of this is management. They have not given him enough. They have not given him pieces, man. The Magic wholesale Vucevic. Why didn't you not go for Vucevic? That dude is a nice stretch piece. You could totally use Vucevic right now on that team. And I think when the Magic got rid of Vucevic, it was the same year McCollum and Brandon Ingram were on the team. And maybe if Vucevic is on that team with them, they don't, Zion doesn't have to do as much work because he has someone he could throw the ball to outside. You don't have to go down there and bang with all the big boys. You don't have to go there and get smacked by Steven Adams and Rudy Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, whoever's down there banging with him, because he's a big guy and he's strong and he's muscular, but he's still 6'9". He's not a
Zion.
Zion.
6'6".
He's 6'7", 6'9", 6'6". Jeez Lord, that's even smaller than I thought. That's even worse. Just because he built like he's 6'9" doesn't mean you gotta, play him like he is. And that's the problem that they have is there have been points in the NBA during the time that Zion has been on the Pelicans where teams have sold stretch bigs. For God's sakes, the Celtics just sold Porzingis last year. Granted, I don't think the Pelicans could have offered us anything, for Porzingis, like the Hawks did, but I still think that they haven't shot. They haven't looked. They haven't even tried to give this man help. Look at the other teams that are from his class or around his class. I'm trying to think of a player that was drafted his class that's on a team still. It's a number 1 guy or something. Jaylen Brown. We'll take Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown's not the number 1 guy in his team, but when Jaylen Brown played, they had people on the team with him that he could play with and develop his game. They had Smart, they had Jay Crowder, they had Isaiah Thomas, they had Kemba Walker, they had Evan Turner, they had guys that have been in the league, have done this for a while and played at really high good levels, like Isaiah Thomas and Kemba Walker. They've had guys that, maybe Kemba, because he's on Charlotte, he's not a number 1 guy, but on Charlotte, he was the number 1 guy. He knew how to be a leader and knew how to be the number 1 guy. So Jaylen Brown's took that and used it to develop his game. Now he's not the number 1 guy, but he's really close. As much as I don't necessarily like Jaylen Brown as much as I do Tatum, I still think right now he's doing what he can. And I didn't think he was actually going to this year. I thought he would slump a lot more, and he's blown my expectations out the water, honestly. But Zion's not getting that. Zion doesn't get good pieces. He gets guys that are his age or younger. The only guy that I know of that's been his vet that I think could have been anything was CJ McCollum. But again, that's it. That's who else? Who else?
I mean, if you're talking about the 2019 draft class where where it was Zion, you got Ja Morant. I think a lot of people a lot of people say his career wasn't living up to his potential, just like you could say the same for Zion. RJ Barrett, I think, again, he was one of the top people in the draft. His career He has a so-so career. Definitely not superstar potential or nothing, but the projections were there. You got DeAndre Hunter, solid player, not not a difference maker unless the team is already kind of constructed and they need a 3-and-D wing guy like him, kind of a solid scorer off the bench or a solid capable starter as well. But like as you continue going through this 2019 draft class, this draft class really like Zion was supposed to hard carry him and Ja were supposed to hard carry this draft class, and it looks like the people with the most accomplished careers, it's gonna be like a Darius Garland, freaking Tyler Hero. Like it's
Hunter.
not a very long list in this 2019 draft class, and that's just
But
unfortunate.
but the 5's point, about them not getting help, but you have to also think about where his team's at. They are in New Orleans. It's not flashy like Miami or places like that. So people aren't going to be drawn towards that. They have to get what they can get really. No one's going to be drawn towards that.
So okay, so five said 60-40, 60 on Zion, 40% on the Pelicans. What would you rank?
No,
them,
other way.
60 Pelicans?
Yeah, 60 on the Pelicans. I think it's more
Oh.
management.
Okay. What do you think, Ron? Do you think who's got more
Well-
blame in what percentage?
Mine's 60% on Zion.
60
Pelicans
Zion.
can't do that much where they're located at, and then plus they probably don't have a whole lot of money, especially during the time whenever they gave Zion the extension. Plus they had CJ and Ingram on there, so they probably didn't have a whole lot of money to get a stretch 5 or something to help out. Actually, that's why they had Val and Chunas for so long.
To me, honestly, I would say it's probably 80-20, 70-30 if I'm being nice to Zion, but like
Mine was being nice.
I'm gonna go 80-20. Like, I think Zion holds a bulk of the responsibility here. Like, yes, a couple moves here and there for the Pelicans could spell for optimizing Zion's game, but the biggest problem is just his health. And like they've had to when you show up routinely overweight, that puts a lot of stress on your lower extremities. And Zion's biggest problem is his lower body. So if you can't control your own weight, me as the franchise, if I'm the Pelicans franchise, I can only take so much responsibility. Yes, I'm not putting the best pieces around you, but it's also because I'm never expecting you to play because you're always routinely hurt. So how am I supposed to know to build around you in a certain way when you play 24 games your rookie season? You follow that up with 61. Okay, cool. Now I can see what I'm kind of working with. You follow that up with 29 in year 3, 70 games in year 4. And I believe that's one of the years where they got they made the playoffs. I don't remember what spot.
Yeah, I think they were the 6th seed. No, they were the 6th seed, I'm pretty sure. They got swept in the first round.
And
I remember that. They got swept.
And they looked pretty solid throughout that year until, obviously Zion went going down and everything.
Got hurt again.
Follows that up with playing 30 games in year 5. And then currently now in year 6. Like he's only played 5 games so far, and they've played 11. So 5 out of the 11 games, sure, right? That's not a good trajectory if I'm looking at this from the Pelicans' perspective. Zion just can't stay on the floor. That's the problem with him, and that is why I think both sides do need a clean breakup, because I think if you are going to do anything correct about this team, it's moving off of Zion Williamson. That's the first step. And then from there, you pick up the pieces, get good draft capital, and just start over.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay.
So what year did we say the Pelicans went to the playoffs? Was it 2015?
Well, 23-24 they made it.
Yeah, they lost to the Thunder, got swept. 2021, 2022 they made it. They lost to the Suns in 6. 2018 they won. They actually beat the Trailblazers in a sweep, and then they lost to the Warriors. And then in 2014, 2015 they got swept by the Warriors.
Why are you talking about 2014-15? Zion's timeline ain't until like 2019-2020 season.
Yeah.
Okay, so then he got swept and then he lost to the Suns.
Yep.
So I mean,
So I was looking at a list. My bad.
okay, yeah.
It didn't have players. I was looking at just the year list. Yeah, so swept by the Thunder and then lost in 6 to the Suns.
He didn't play against the Thunder, did he? He didn't play in that series.
No.
No, he was hurt.
No,
And
I don't
then-
think he did. I think he was
I don't
hurt.
think he
Yes,
played
sir.
in the Sun series either.
Not really. No.
I don't
He
think.
did.
I might be wrong.
Let me
but I don't
see.
think Zion hasn't played any playoff basketball. I don't think.
He hasn't.
So I mean, that's
May-
another thing.
If he has, it probably was half a game, if that.
I don't think he did. I don't really. I mean, I could fact check it later, but I don't think he
I'm
has
just
played any
saying.
playoffs.
No, he did. He did play in the postseason. His NBA postseason debut was cut short by injury in the final minutes of the game.
I heard.
Yeah, that's why. Very forgettable. Okay, good
Hey,
job.
He got hurt in the game.
Not
He
surprised.
averaged 22, 8, and 4. So he was playing good that game. He was playing good.
when he
But
played.
still, yeah, when he played. But again, he got hurt. And again, but I might adjust my rating more to 60-40 the other way, but I still think the
Nah.
management is a little bit of blame, man.
80-20, dog. 80-20. Come on.
Hey,
now.
like I told Big Knives last year, as much you guys give crap to Kawhi, you have to give the same amount of crap to Zion.
I feel it. I feel it.
Except that Zion's is on a much worse scale. Because
I don't know about that. Hold up, now. I don't know about that.
Listen, because Kawhi's first 6 years, he was playing in playoff games and winning chips.
But he wasn't. He wasn't.
But he was on the
number one
Spurs.
option. Yeah, he
But
was.
he was on the Spurs. He was
established
on the
organization.
Spurs, man. Come on.
But hey, his last chip with the Spurs, Kawhi was the main guy.
Yeah,
because Timmy and Manu and Parker were all old at that time, so Kawhi was the
But
main
they were
guy.
still established.
But Kawhi was the main guy, playing in dang near every game.
Honestly, I think Kawhi kind of a little bit worse because as much as Zion's that guy, Kawhi is that guy. Like you gotta take it like an echelon level too. Kawhi is all-time great. Zion's just I wouldn't even say a great. Kawhi missing games is a lot worse than Zion missing games.
No one predicted Kawhi to be as good as he did. People predicted Zion to be great.
They did put a lot of expectations on Zion compared to Kawhi.
I feel it.
A slightly different conversation, but I mean, I'll keep the same energy because even though Kawhi he had basically a solid career before the injuries started piling on, where Zion really hasn't shown enough.
And then
early
Kawhi also
on.
didn't miss as many games as he did too.
I can agree with that part.
So,
But I still think the teams are different, though. That Spurs team a little bit.
absolutely. You're getting drafted with Tim Duncan, Manu, and Parker, like
Tony Parker, Boris Diaw.
Greg Popovich is your coach. Like, come on, like what we ain't really.
Go Cats Tube said, yeah, Kawhi was the main guy in 15, 16, and 17. Thank you.
Which is what 1, 2. That's like what 6, 7 seasons in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. About
15,
6, 7.
that's 4 seasons in. That's 5. That's 6. So that's around this time is where Kawhi started. I wouldn't say peaking, but getting to his prime. And
Kawhi peaked in 19.
yeah, I think he definitely peaked in 19. But what I'm saying from that 15 to 17 range is when he took that like next step. And even though Zion's putting up numbers, he's not playing enough games to really impact the Pelicans in the winning column. He's
Correct.
putting up numbers. But now we're in year 6 now, which is if we look at Kawhi's trajectory, he was elevating his level of play and performing in the postseason, minus the Zaza cheap shot tearing his
Man, don't even get me started. Don't get me started. That one's still
Spicy.
That one still hurts.
bringing up some past flames.
So, regardless, we're gonna go ahead now and move on to another player who we're talking about injuries. He is now injured himself,
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
is
man.
LeBron James. So, it is no surprise that there is a lot of mixed reviews on LeBron James and what he would look like on this Lakers roster. The Lakers are balling, by the way.
Absolutely.
Give a
Are they
huge
like the
shout out
third
to
seed?
Luka. You said what?
Let me.
Are
They're
they
the
like the
fourth
third seed? The fourth
Fourth.
seed? Okay.
Yeah, 2 games ahead of, no, a game ahead of the Rockets.
Okay.
God, I hate the Lakers.
Yeah, don't listen. I know you're a Celtics fan, but it's all good, baby. It's all
Oh,
good.
it's disgusting. It's absolutely horrendous that with just even without Lucas some nights they're hooping, man. It's putrid. It's like gosh, man. What is it? What is it that Ron Dog says? Garbage truck juice.
Listen, I know I'm gonna dismiss your Lakers bias because you're a Celtics guy, and it's all good though. But yes, the
Nah, they're
Lakers have been
hooping.
balling. Like Luka has looked all of Luka Doncic that everybody knows and love, if not maybe a little
ARs
better.
look great too.
Shout out Nico.
Yeah, shout out Nico. I know Lakers fans are rejoicing for sure. They're definitely rejoicing. So
AR-15 look great as well.
shoot, AR look good. Jake LaRavia.
Mm.
I gotta put myself on Front Street real quick because I had a lot of reservations about Marcus Smart. He is playing some damn
I
good.
know
Hey,
you did.
Hey, that's my boy. That is my boy.
He turned back the clock in this year so far. I cannot complain. I gotta take those words back. He is balling. He's doing everything that like a prime version of Marcus Smart can do. He's rebounding, he's passing, he's defending, he's hitting his 3-point shots. Like, I am just wow. I have to eat my words on this one.
Look, let me just say this. Why is it that whenever a Celtics point guard that I love goes to the Lakers, he just starts balling? This is hurtful, man, because they be balling on my team, then they go ball on the enemy. Like,
the only thing I have to say, I told Nigel Marcus Smart was a good pickup, but he didn't believe me.
I
told
sure
him
did
that.
not.
don't you ever disrespect that man like that.
I
That's
told
defensive
you.
player of the year for a reason.
I told him he is a defensive guy. He has the experience. He's like, oh no, he ain't gonna
No,
ball.
he has
I'm like, all right, man, just watch.
plenty,
Just watch.
man. Look, it hurts seeing him in a Lakers. It hurts seeing him in any jersey because of how much I loved him on the Celtics. Yeah, like the Lakers don't realize that when he's in the game, he's going to do everything he can for the team. That's just how he plays. What he always does. Yeah, he jacked up shots when he was on Boston. Yeah, he did all that stuff. But what I loved him for, what I loved about his basketball, his brand of basketball is he did not give a shit who was out there on the court against him. Center, power forward, LeBron. He does not care who you are. He's going to give you fits. He's going to make you frustrated. He's going to aggravate you. And then he's going to give you maybe 10, 13, and maybe 6, 7 assists. But he's going to frustrate and harbor and make the other team just hate playing basketball against your team that night. And he's done that for every team he's been on. Now he's doing it for the Lakers, and it's just, God, I hate it.
I ain't gonna say he's done it on every team he's played on, but
okay,
the Memphis was a blip. I think Washington was not his best days either. But yeah, but just throwing it out there because I had my reservations for a reason. When I looked at his durability, it was a question mark. His 3-point shot was a question mark. And so
I think that was a big question mark, and I love him. No.
The only thing I gotta say, it'd be crazy to see another Celtics guard. I am not saying it's gonna happen, but if he gives the Lakers another chip against the Celtics.
Look, if he gives the Lakers another chip against the Celtics, I'm just gonna go find me the nearest river and jump into it. Because that'd be the second and third one. Because Avery Bradley did it, Rondo did it, and now you saying Marcus Smart gonna give him one, and the
I'll
Lakers
say
are gonna tie the Celtics in championships. Mm, mm, mm. You gonna have war in the comment sections of social media. You gonna have the start putting censorships on that stuff, man. They're gonna be out there for each other. The Lakers and Celtics fans. Ooh. But let's get back to LeBron, man. Let's talk about this return of your king, Big Nige.
No. I'm not one of those crazy LeBron fans. All right, listen. I like to set the record straight. I am a reasonable LeBron fan. But before I go there, before we get to the topic of LeBron, do you trust Marcus Smart to play how he's playing right now for the Lakers for the entirety of the season? Mind you, when I say he's hitting his shots, it's not like he's shooting 40%. He's shooting 26% from three, but he does hit some big, timely threes for the Lakers. So I'll go ahead and start with Ron. Give me real quick if you think he's going to keep this level of production, this level of defense, this durability, or do you think he's going to dissipate and kind of revert back to the norm?
I don't think he's going to keep it consistent over the season. I think he'll show up in big games, though. I think whenever it comes down to a big win, I think he's going to do his best to put his team in the right possible way to win that game.
Okay. And Shamrock?
Well, I'm trying to. Okay, so I think he can't keep it up, but I also think if LeBron's on the court with him, he might get better looks and he might get better as well. So there's two factors I have with it. It's a factor of if LeBron's on the court with him, playmaking, because LeBron doesn't have to be the number one option. He doesn't have to be the number two option. He can be. But the way the Lakers are absolutely scorchifying and hooping right now, and I didn't believe they would, with LeBron being not there, I think when he gets back, he's going to feed them. He is going to religiously feed them the ball, and he is going to let them go to work like they've been doing. And I think that might help Marcus Smart. I think that might help his shooting. I think, yeah, he's not going to always, be consistently a good shooter. He's going to be, I've seen it. I've watched him since he was drafted. He's my guy. But I think if LeBron's on the court with him, he can maybe not consistency wise, play really good. But I think with LeBron on the court with him, he can have more good games. I think he can have a more solid number of games, but I think his consistency is still a question.
Okay, and staying on the topic of LeBron, according to Shams, because me and Ron Dog talked about this earlier, but LeBron James was assigned to the franchise's NBA G League affiliate, the South Bay today, and will participate in his first full practice of the season, including 5-on-5 plays as he works toward a debut. So LeBron is on his way back. Still no concrete deadline of when he's coming back, but he's continuing to get closer and closer to his return. And so this kind of bodes the question for me. It's like, so we see the Lakers balling. Like we just talked about Marcus Smart. Obviously, we know Luka is freaking all world, 37 points per game, and it doesn't look like he's stopping anytime soon. Austin Reeves right behind him, 30 points per game. Bit of a stretch, but still he's balling. You got Ayton giving you 16 and 8. You got Rui pitching in 16. You got LaRavia, a really big, nice addition that everybody was sleeping on him, but I thought it was going to be a good pickup for the Lakers.
I thought it was a good pickup.
He doesn't fully replace what Dorian Finney-Smith was for us defensively, but Jake LaRavia can hit the long ball and he can do it in bunches. So I can't say enough good things about him. We already talked about Marcus Smart. From there, then it kind of gets down to the bench production. We know the Vando's defense. Dalton Knecht can hit some shots as well. Nick Smith Jr. has been a pretty surprising upside for this team. We're not going to really spin. I mean, Jackson Hayes, he's doing his things in spot minutes, and Bronny James, for all the criticism that he does get, when he does get on the floor, he can guard in spurt moments. He can still be a very solid passer in spurt moments. And then everything else is to be desired. But having said all of that, the version of LeBron James, because now that you have AR taking a step, Luka getting back to his MVP form, I'm going to kick the question to Ron Dog first. What version of LeBron do the Lakers need to continue rolling or to elevate their level of play? Crickets. I like it. So it looks, according to Ron's answer, it looks like they don't need LeBron at all.
He said
that
disappearance.
was not my answer.
Oh, here we go. You back now?
Now he's
Yeah.
back. Well, was lost in his thoughts.
Yeah, no. Braun, I think Braun gonna have to play more of the off-ball position to
Okay.
come back. He needs to let Luka run the offense like you've been. He can bring it up, too, but you have to let the young buck be the main guy now. It is time to pass the torch. The last couple of seasons, whenever it's just him trying to do it all, it hasn't been so good. So let this young buck, who has shown that he can lead, that he is a good leader. He's been to the Western Finals Conference playoffs. So let him do what he does. Let him find you and find the rest of your troops in the right spots to win these games. And then see if you guys can make it there with Luka this year.
Okay, Shamrock. What do you agree? What kind of version of LeBron do the Lakers need?
So to reiterate my point earlier that I said about LeBron, I kind of agree with Ron Dog. I kind of think that he doesn't need to be the scorer. He doesn't need to do it all. I think he can be the 2-3 guy. But at the same time, why not let LeBron bring it up? Why not let LeBron be the point guard and just facilitate this scorching team that has AR-15 getting 30 a game, Luka getting 33 a game. Yeah, Luka can facilitate, but why not let LeBron start the facilitation and then keep the ball moving with Luka, rotating it too? Why not have 2 point guards out there? Two absolute, two of the best passing players in the NBA right now. Why not let them both do it? Why not just hey, you're point guard for 5 seconds of this. Now we're gonna move the ball around. I'm the point guard. I don't think necessarily we got to pass it up yet because I feel like LeBron, still has, a little bit of fuel left in his tank. I feel like, he's still got that little bit of spark of his all for one left. Shout out my hero. But I feel like he's still LeBron. As much as I don't like LeBron, he's still LeBron. I still think he demands respect. I still think he demands that he needs to, be a not a focal point necessarily, but he still needs to be absolutely a period, at least in this, lineup. He needs to have an exclamation point next to his name, just in a star, just like Luka does. It's AR-15, Austin Reeves. That man is hooping, but at the same time, he's still not LeBron James. I'm sorry. I think AR is great. I love how he's balling, but at the same time, it's still LeBron James. All right. 42-year-old LeBron is still playing like he's 42-year-old Tom Brady. Okay. Let's give them the respect that they deserve. All right.
That's fair. I think both you guys made pretty good points on obviously LeBron not needing to be, 27, 7, and 7 because we see Luka is ready to take the reins offensively. We see Austin Reeves taking that step. He can be a solid 2 or 3 option depending on the night. But to me, it looks like they already kind of have an established 1-2 punch. So then again, it still bodes the question of what version of LeBron do the Lakers need? I think we don't have to look no further than the Olympics. I think we got to see LeBron's full showcase in the Olympics. And what I mean by that is there's a multitude of different games where you could see the skill set of a LeBron James. You could see his rebounding ability. You can see him take the challenge on defense. He'll guard a Nikola Jokic, right? He'll guard, a Jamal Murray. Like he'll guard whoever in the time. I'm not saying LeBron's this all-world defender. Don't misquote me or nothing like that. But I'm saying in a reduced role when you don't require him to score 20 plus points a night, when you don't require him to rip down, he doesn't have to rip down 7 plus rebounds or 7 plus assists. Whatever the game calls for, I believe LeBron can do. So I think that if we look at the Olympics version of LeBron, if we have an established 1-2 punch and Luka Doncic averaging 37 and Austin Reeves averaging 30, will those two keep their numbers with LeBron on the floor? I think both of their numbers take a dip a little bit because I don't know if they'll get shots, but maybe not. Like Luka will still get his, but I think Reeves is going to take some of his shots away a little bit, not a lot. Like I still think Reeves can still average 24 plus because LeBron is still going to want to put him in that number 2 spot. But I think it's when one of those two guys doesn't have it going, that's where LeBron can step in and be, where I believe, a third option. Like he might, depending on how they want to attack, he could be the guy receiving those outlet passes, the passes that Rui gets when he's out in transition, with some of the Austin Reeves passes that he gets in transition from Luka, or vice versa. Reeves throwing those passes to Luka. I think LeBron will be on the receiving end of some of those, right? I think he helps them be a better rebounding team. I believe I don't know if they're 10th or they're either way. I think he would help their rebounding percentages as a whole, being that Luka averages 9 rebounds a game, will get phenomenal. It's crazy. But right behind him, you got Ayton averaging 8 rebounds, and then after that, it kind of dissipates a little bit. I think LeBron could be the second or third best rebounder on this team. I think from the assist ratio, like from passing standpoint, Luka averages 9, Reeves averages 9. I don't see a reason why if they want to continue averaging those crazy amount of assists, then LeBron could be the benefit of some of those assists. But if they're looking to score more, and that's why I said it depends on the game, LeBron could easily go and give you 27 and 7 because he's still one of the best rebounders on this team. He's still easily one of the best passers on this team. So I factor all that into saying that I still believe that he will be very impactful on this team, but they won't require him. We don't need 40 from you tonight. If Luka's not playing or AR doesn't got it going and we need someone else to come along, sure. Can you ask LeBron to score 30 points on a random night? Sure. As long as you're not expecting it, he can do it for you. He might not do it for you the next 2-3 games after that, but one random Sunday night game where you need him to score 30, I promise you he can still give you 30. But that will no longer be the expectation. One of the first times in his career, he will not be expected to do carry that much load offensively because he has a generational playmaker and he's got a bona fide number 2 option in Austin Reeves.
I think honestly, I think the rebounding, defensive playmaking is what he's gonna bring the most to this Lakers team, man. I think he like you were saying about those outlet passes that Luka and Austin Reeves throw each other, those passes. When he gets those rebounds, he's gonna throw those passes to them. They're gonna be open, like you said, they're gonna score more because a LeBron rebound outlet pass is probably a guaranteed bucket. Guaranteed 3, guaranteed 2, unless somebody absolutely blows the play or somebody gets back on defense. But like you said, he doesn't need to be expected to get 30 because Luka's expected to get 30. Austin Reeves is expected now to get 30 because he's doing it. Do I think Austin Reeves will continue to get 30 all year long? Probably not. He might dip down to like 25, 24 around there, which is still really solid and really good for a number 2 guy. But what I think the main thing that LeBron is going to bring to these Lakers, and it's scary because it's like they're already playing this good. Now they're going to add this is, like you said, the rebounding. Like I think the defense and his playmaking, he's going to help them so much. He's going to tell people like, hey, switch. Hey, now over here, watch the back door, watch that cut. Marcus Smart already does that stuff, but now you got LeBron out there too. Now you got more than just one defender because as we all know, Luka's defense is it's gotten better I think this year, but it's still got a question mark next to it. I think we can all agree. Still questionable defense from Luka sometimes. But I feel like his offense mitigates that all in all nights. But the fact that the Lakers are playing as good as they are now, and now they're going to get LeBron's defense, playmaking, and rebounding together to go back with what they're already putting out there, that's scary, man. I could see the Lakers easily being a 1, 2, or 3 seed, not a 1 seed, excuse me. I think a 2, 3, or 4 seed for them. I think if they keep this up and they have LeBron, he's hooping, he's giving them boards, he's giving them defense, he's giving them assists, maybe giving them 23 a night, maybe giving them 20 a night even. I wouldn't say he gives them less than 20. I think, 20 a night is his thing. But I think he's going to make them scary.
You've been a little quiet over there, Ron Dog.
And
You got
Spurs
anything?
shaking in their booties.
The 2 seed. I mean, I think they chilling.
I was listening to Five's thing about the Lakers.
Do you think the Lakers will be a top 3 seed in the West? With the version of LeBron that we're talking about, do you think that puts them top 3?
If he's a little bit more off ball and letting Luka take over, yeah, he could possibly be top 2, top 3.
Okay. Well then,
but if he tries to do what Five was saying, like still trying to bring up the ball and be the main guy, they'll drop. He has to let Luka take over. Has to.
well, I definitely believe this is Luka's team now. From now until Luka decides to not be on this team, this is his team. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really complain too much. I mean, now, do I think they're a top 3 team? No, I still think they're benefiting from beating up on some teams that aren't all that great. But to y'all's point, I think they could be a top 5 team in the West. I think I could see them probably finishing like where they're the 4th seed right now. I think they could probably finish 5th though. I think when teams start rolling, because a lot of people say that the season starts really after Christmas, which I can kind of get behind. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, I think by that point, I think the Lakers might take a dip here and there. Any kinds of injuries, like if Luka goes down at any point, I think that they'll lose some games like that. Same thing with Reeves. We don't know what kind of, what kind of form we'll see LeBron in early on. Do they take a step back with trying to acclimate LeBron into this system? Do they just ride off, like just go 4 or 5 straight with LeBron? We don't know, but obviously there will be an adjustment period, and I think they will lose some of those games that they probably would have won had LeBron not been on the team, just because you're ingratiating a guy like LeBron, which then kind of hinders some of the rhythm shots that some of the other players like the Ruiz, Laravias would be getting, because they might not be on the floor as long as they would be without LeBron, because you need more depth in that wing position when he's not on the floor. But all that to say, can't wait for LeBron to get back. Looking forward to what he does. And I don't have a crazy expectation for him to be, all NBA first team or nothing crazy like that, but we'll see. Is this, do you think okay, my last question on this before we move on to the last topic. Do you guys still think LeBron, with this reserved role that we're kind of all alluding to, do you think he still could be all NBA? Do the Lakers need him to be all NBA?
He'll probably 13.
Okay. You think he's going to be all NBA, Shamrock? Oh, dang, he going too.
Okay, now it's good. No, I'm good now.
Okay.
Now I think at the least all NBA 13. I think if the Lakers end up needing him, I think he definitely gets second team. If they end up needing him now, though, I think if they continue playing like this and LeBron comes in and does what we've talked about, I think a lock for sure is their team at least. But I think, like you said, if AR goes down or Luka goes down and they need LeBron to step up again, I think all NBA second team. I don't think he gets first teams anymore. I'm sorry. All y'all LeBron fans out there, I'm sorry. Your king is he's not all the NBA first team anymore. But I think definitely though, high ceiling, second team. I think minimum third team. I don't think there's a point in LeBron's career where he gets out of the All NBA team without being massively injured.
Okay. I mean, because he's going to miss, a good chunk of the first half of the season. But, I still think he'll play enough games to warrant All NBA. But I just don't know production wise if this Lakers team needs him to score more than especially if Reeves and Luka are cooking like this. I don't see a reason for him that he needs to score more than 22 points a game. If they're going to continue to play out of this world with Luka and Reeves. Now, if they are going to dip back down to reality a little bit, because obviously Luka's averaging 37. I'm not saying he can't average 37 for the season, but I think he's going to come back down to closer to 32, 33. And I think Reeves will kind of dip down to from 30 to maybe 24, 23. So then I think that leaves some points on the table for LeBron, some more shots on the table for LeBron, who would be the third or second guy, depending on the night, to give you 22, 23, maybe 24. 22 to 24, I think, is kind of where he's going to mellow out at, while also giving you 7, 8 rebounds, 6, 7 assists.
I was thinking 22, 6, and 7, and or 20, 22, 7, and 5. That's good enough. LeBron get more than 5 assists, get 7, 8 boards, get 22 points, and the Lakers are going to be all right. God, I hate saying that.
What about you, Ron? Before we preview this Thunder Lakers game, what do you predict his stat line will be for this Lakers team?
I'll probably go with him having 22 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds.
Okay. All right. We're going to briefly touch on the game tonight. The Lakers are going to be taking on the Thunder, the best team in basketball. It's going to be a good test for the Lakers.
Yeah.
So we'll just kind of briefly have a little open discussion about this before we close things out for the night. But what are we thinking, Ron Dog? This Lakers Thunder game, you excited for it? Are you think Thunder are going to steamroll the Lakers? You think the Lakers got something to prove and they're going to show out? What are your thoughts on this Lakers Thunders game?
It's definitely a chance to show what the Lakers look like at just about full power with Luka, because last season they got Luka at the trade deadline. Wasn't a whole lot of time to build some chemistry with the team, but with the way the Lakers are right now, him and Austin Reeves, they are in sync. They have their center is doing great things. Some games he'll get a double double. Some games he'll just have points. But against the Thunder, he's gonna have to box out them 2 bigs and grab some more boards to help him out, because the Thunder, fast-paced team that can get second chance, and then they are gonna need somebody to slow down SGA. You have to slow down SGA. If not, it's going to get out of hand early.
Okay, Shamrock, what are your thoughts on this Lakers Thunders game?
First of all, what's the injury report looking like for the Thunder, man? Ooh wee.
What is it? Lou Dort and J-Dub? I think that those the main 2.
I think you're correct on that. But man, I think as early as this season is, I think when teams are tested, whether it's early or late, because people will say, oh, well, it's early in the season. Oh, well, LeBron played. But I think this is a chance to test yourselves. If you're the Lakers, I think you're on a mission tonight. I think you're trying to show the world, hey, we don't got LeBron. We're gonna BTA y'all. I think You got to come out here guns blazing. I think you got to come out here on fire. You cannot show lax. You cannot show weakness to the Thunder right now, because right now the Thunder are weak. I wouldn't say they're weak in a sense that they're, playing bad basketball, because they're obviously not. I think that you just got to come out here and you got to show them why y'all are playing good too, why y'all are in this situation y'all are in, and keep up the good energy, good basketball that you're playing at this time until you get your other guy back. And then, even while you don't have it, and you come out here and you take this test against the Thunder, because that's what it is. It really is a test against these guys. As much as they're hurt, as much as it's down and out for them, they're still playing the best basketball in the NBA. Like Big Naj said, right now they're hooping. They're looking like, the team that won the championship last season. They're showing why they have a ring right now. And even with their guys hurt, I think right now the Lakers, you got to come out. You got to come out here and you got to ball. You got Luka. You got to come out here and have yourself a night. Even though it's early season, it's LeBron's not here. You got to have a night, Luka. You got AR's got to have a night. You got to, even if you lose, you got to make this a close game. You could not get blown out, because then you're gonna have excuses like, oh, well, we didn't have LeBron, and oh, well, this or that. It's you got to come out here and test yourselves against this team even without LeBron. You're playing at this good a level without LeBron. Test yourselves against the number one team in the league without LeBron. And then if you're good, without LeBron, look what happens when you come back. If you're bad without LeBron, well, then maybe you need LeBron for that. But, that's an excuse people are probably going to use. But again, I think you got to come out as Lakers tonight and show why you're playing good basketball.
Okay. I think C-Dub's actually going to pull up for this one as well, but I'll go ahead and I'll hammer out my points, and he'll maybe join by the time I finish. But I think a couple of things to consider for this game. Thunder are playing a second night of a back-to-back after they just trampled the Golden State Warriors, which they just shut the door on them. Honestly, yes, they're going to be missing Lou Dort, Aaron Wiggins, and of course they still don't got J-Dub, so that hurts for them. So the Lakers could take advantage of the fact that they might have fresher legs than the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm looking at Luka Doncic versus SGA. Two of the biggest names in basketball, two of the best players in basketball, both playing at an all-time level this season. Now, I will say OKC is definitely more equipped to slow down Luka Doncic than the Lakers are equipped to slow down SGA. I think SGA is going to have a field day. He's going to get whatever he wants. But I think the Lakers have enough schematically that they can bother SGA. They can ruffle him up, and they can make him work for some of his buckets. But I still think personnel-wise, I think OKC has a better job, an easier task to slow down Luka Doncic. As we continue down through, obviously OKC is the best defensive team in basketball, and they're one of the best rebounding teams. I think they're the best rebounding team in basketball as well, if not definitely one of the best, where the Lakers kind of can struggle on the boards at times. So the Lakers will have to be important and impactful on the glass. They can't give up second chance opportunities to OKC because they're a damn good ball club. You don't want to give them too many options. And then I'll finish by just saying this, that they're going to need a big game from Luka and probably AR as well if they're going to pull this one out on the road, because I think this OKC team is that good. They get multiple different options to kill you. Chet's been playing. He's been playing very well this season. Got AJ Mitchell. He's been doing his thing. Obviously, SGA is all world. Hartenstein's a walking double-double machine. You just have so many different options on this OKC team, and they're at home. It's going to be a very daunting task. But if you had to ask me who I think is going to win, I think the Thunder will pull out this victory just because their defense is all world and their role players are going to play very well against this Lakers defense. What's going on, CW?
Is my mic? I'm on my phone, so I don't know how my mic is. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. All y'all are fired.
What?
I'm listening to the crazy talk by Shamrock
Crazy.
How are the Lakers any different from last year? Please answer me that. Jake LaRavia, that's getting them the 2 or 3 spot.
They have a center actually this year.
Luka's all world.
So Luka was
AR
all world.
Yar's
Crazy.
playing like he's a different person.
AR's averaging
Who?
30.
It's barely 10 games. Y'all acting like this is mid-season.
No. Nobody's saying that. Well, you're saying how do they look different?
Yeah,
They
I
have-
mean,
they-
Marcus
they got-
Smart doing the same thing Dorian Finney-Smith was doing. And yeah, you got Ayton, but I mean, okay.
That's a consistent double most night. I mean, not every night, but he can get you 16 and 10, which we never really had that from Jackson Hayes or Jameson or Koloko. Like, this is a complete upgrade at the center position, and he can play defense. We've seen him
Okay.
neutralize. He neutralized Wemby. I'm not saying he shut him
Whoa,
down.
whoa,
No,
whoa,
They-
whoa,
that
whoa,
was
no.
that was
You got
Whoa.
it was
effort.
a team effort, but that is also because you have somebody, a mobile big like DeAndre Ayton,
Ooh,
who can do his thing on the defensive end.
that was spicy. You almost made Big Ron jump through the mic there.
I'm not saying he locked Wemby
But
down.
this is the
Obviously,
same thing. See, what I'm saying is it's the same thing. They beat Nuggets last year. They neutralized Jokic for a game. They beat OKC, and then everybody said, "Oh, the Lakers, they're going to be this great team." And then they got to the playoffs and got a gentleman's sweep. So we hear it every single year. Y'all
No.
overrate
It's
everybody.
different.
And
Whoa, hold on.
It's not the same.
it is the same.
It's not the same because Luka didn't play a full season last year with the Lakers.
And he
That's
looks
the
way
difference.
better this season than he did. I'm not,
And
like,
Luka's
you're not
actually
going
in
to get me to
shape.
say that they're like going to go through the West and
But
then
aren't
go to
you
the
the
finals.
same person that always says, "Oh, Kawhi, oh, AD"? Luka's always hurt. You're never consistent with your Lakers. Luka's always hurt, and come playoff time when everything slows down. If you give somebody a fist pump, he's going to hurt his finger. So let's slow it down.
Luka
All I'm
played,
saying
but
is slow it
he
down.
plays
some.
through injuries though, unlike the other people you're mentioning.
He does, but it doesn't help him playing through injuries. That's the key.
It helps the Lakers because
It didn't help
your
Dallas.
best player is going to be on the floor, even if he's not 100%. It's the fact that he's on there. He still has the scoring gravity,
But he's still
to get other
jacking
guys
up
look.
shots, and we saw in the 2024 finals.
Okay,
He was
And?
hurt and he jacked up shots, and Dallas got pretty much gentleman swept off the court.
Kyrie got the door closed on him. We're not
Yeah.
gonna blame him on that as well. The
I mean,
bigs
yeah,
were
it was a
basically
team
useless.
effort,
EJ was
but
useless. Like
It's
more than just
another
Luka.
team effort for the Lakers. I'm just saying, y'all need to pump the brakes. Y'all talking a little bit.
I said top
Am I-
5. Ain't like I'm saying they're the 1
They
seed.
ain't top 5. I mean, maybe.
You don't think they top 5? I mean, I'm talking about
No.
how they're playing right now. I think
Their
they could
defense
finish
isn't good
top
enough
5.
to. I don't think their defense will sustain to be a top 5 team. There's too many good offensive teams out west.
But the Lakers are one of them as well.
Yeah, but they have to stop the other team. I mean, if you're
My-
basing it off of who can outscore who, then
My problem is
that's
the
why
defense
Boston
the
was
other
bad
teams
last year.
play out there.
What do you
Oh
say?
yeah, I was saying
I forgot
my
about
thing
Boston.
is too with the Lakers, the defense that's out being played out west. The number 1 defensive team in the league is probably who we gonna say, the Spurs. I haven't read the
OKC.
scouting
It's the
It's
report.
Spurs.
OKC, and I
OKC.
think then the Spurs.
Okay, that's the 2 I thought. They're interchangeable for me because Wemby's a freaking shot erasing destroyer. But I think the defense that's out west, like CW said, is it's a lot tougher than out east. But at the same time, I don't think there's a lot of teams out west that right now have as good a defense as the Lakers, other than the guys that are above them, or maybe the Warriors. But the Warriors just got absolutely folded by the Thunder.
Rockets have
Lakers are a bottom 10
Rockets have-
defense.
Yeah, the Rockets have a better
Let's lose
defense
it real
than the
quick.
Lakers.
Okay, well the Rockets. Okay, But again, I think
Okay. Which
even
one?
I think their defense right now, when LeBron comes back, I think it goes from a bottom 10 to a top 7.
No.
You're
See,
smoking. You're
nah.
smoking.
I'm not gonna go. I'm
It goes
not. Look,
lower.
that's not
It
me
goes
saying
lower.
that. I don't. I
It
don't
goes
believe.
It was
lower.
lower defense. You don't think
Yes.
LeBron plays better defense? You don't think
He got
LeBron can
cooked
play
by
defense for the
Randall.
Lakers?
He got cooked by Randall last year. Come on.
Listen, okay. I agree with you that I think LeBron in this roster overall makes them better defensively. Does it make them top 7? I won't say that. But I think from a bottom 10 defense, I think you could be middle of the pack. I think if you get that version,
Oh, you said wait. Are we saying bottom like 10 and under? Or are we saying like
they're
bottom 10 of the
22 right
league?
now. They're 22 in the league right now.
Okay. I thought you were saying like they were like 11 or 12. They're like 10 or
No.
something. Like okay, no 22. Ooh. Okay, now I'll give them like 13, maybe.
Your Celtics are 13th in defense right now. Just throwing that out there. So, I mean,
we're I'm not even going to speak on that right now. We'll talk about that another night. Let me enjoy Drake May and the Patriots right now, and not I look at the Celtics enough. Trust me, my eyes hurt, especially after the last couple good years we've had. My eyes hurt.
I think LeBron can make this team a middle of the pack defensive team.
Yeah, I think 15, 13 sounds good.
I was gonna go more like 16 to like 18 range, but
I mean, yeah,
15
he'll be okay. He'll be okay in that role.
I think he gives you maybe a chase down block or two every like 2 or 3 games.
easily. That's what he does.
Yeah.
I think he might give you maybe 1 or 2 steals every 5 games.
Depending on where they put him, how active he is on both sides.
But I think the main thing though is the rebounding, and honestly, that can help them on defense and offense. That rebounding LeBron is going to bring back is going to be a key for them. That's extra possessions. That's less possessions for the other teams. It's.
They are 10th in
I
rebounding percentage, and they are, I think it was 15th in defensive rebounding percentage. And I think
that's not
LeBron
terrible.
So, just throwing that out there.
I mean, that's all. But like you said, the season starts after Christmas, so we'll see. We'll see how.
If AR-15 and Luka are still playing absolutely bonkers, like they're in a magical universe, just casting spells, then I definitely will say they could be easily the 4 or 3 or 4 seed. Because I don't think the Warriors are gonna even come close to. I think the Warriors are gonna be like a 7 or 8 seed. I think the Rockets got some good out there. I think the Grizzlies are a dumpster fire. I think we already know what the Nuggets are going to do. We already know what the Thunder are going to do. I think. I'm trying to think who else who going to be a dark horse out there. I don't think there's any teams.
The Spurs are the 2 seed, and
The Spurs. I forgot about the Spurs. Sorry, I don't think about the Spurs. Raw dog in here. I got to not think about them boys.
Timberwolves. You got the Suns.
Yeah,
right now,
I think.
Blazers.
Oh, the Suns, man. I think the Suns are a dumpster fire too. I think they. I think they're just like the Warriors, man. They need to figure something out because Devin Booker's about to. Is he 30? He's pretty close, if not.
I think he's like. I want to say he's like 28. 29.
Man, the Clippers are gonna put it together. Y'all just watch.
The Clippers are. No, stop. You and Rod Dog are out of your mind. The Clippers are dumpster fire too.
Nah.
The Clippers are better than the Celtics.
Remember the 2 years ago when they traded for James Harden and they started off bad. Everybody said they were going to be the worst team, and they were one of the better teams to end that season. So it's early, and
I'm not impressed.
They look bad. They do look bad.
They do look bad.
But Zubac hasn't really played his best basketball yet, and Kawhi's been Kawhi so far. And James Harden's trying to be Houston James Harden, but those days are way over. So they just Ty Lue got to reel him in and really do some coaching, because if he can get them right, they're one of the better teams, I think, when you look at the players on the team. But that's just my thought.
Bradley Beal's washed.
He's out for the season, remember?
Good riddance. He's washed.
They didn't need him anyway. I didn't think he was going to add too much.
CP can go with him.
Nah, CP going to turn back the clock. He's going to get your Lakers out of there.
Oh, please. You talk about putting money on something. Let's put money that CP sends us home. Let's put money on that.
CP3 going to lock down Luka.
Ah,
He
Patron America.
He gonna go back
Patron.
to New Orleans Hornets CP3 and lock Luka down.
Right. Before CW says anything else, that's gonna get him
Gosh,
canceled.
when did CW purchase LeBron's Hennessy?
I mean, he must have got a lifetime selection.
He got him a good deal.
I'm trying to get us some sponsorships, but either way,
I feel it.
Either way, none of my takes have been wrong. So I've been right so far.
Whoa.
Where I've been wrong.
About the Warriors last year?
I'm talking about this year.
We could dedicate a video to dissecting all of your bad takes.
What bad takes have I had this year so far?
And
I said the Clippers, but the Clippers, it's like y'all talking about like 3 games they've played. Barely 10 games.
They got blown off the floor by Utah opening night.
I mean, Utah ain't bad.
They better than y'all. That's one thing you didn't know.
Better than who?
Better than the Clippers right now.
Oh, well, I mean, maybe so, but they're not better than Spurs. I thought you were talking about.
Oh,
yes,
no, we Spurs. I know, right? That Spurs Nation. Just look at the photo.
Fool's gold.
Got the photo.
Ain't no fool's gold.
It's fool's
Lakers
gold.
are fool's gold. That's what fool's gold.
Oh my God! Stop it! Yeah. Wemby's amazing, and the team is.
Let me ask y'all: why didn't the Clippers just pull what the Spurs did and just tag so they can get a bull, the young absolute stud to pair with Kawhi?
Because
might as well
on his way out the league to the nearest.
Might as well do. The Clippers might as well do what the Spurs did: get Kawhi to be the Tim Duncan of the Clippers.
First of all, Spurs did not take.
He ain't playing anyways. He could just be the assistant coach.
They need to pull
Coach Kawhi.
And go trade all their stars for draft picks and go.
Clippers. Clippers just need to do what the Celtics are doing this year: selling off all of their assets just to fail.
What are you talking about? We haven't sold anybody, and we had to do that.
And they got no assets.
Look, I knew last year we were going to do that. Like I already knew it. The league didn't want to see the Celtics succeed.
Oh, it's the league's fault. That's crazy. Crazy. Anyway. All right.
Oh, injuries happen too, but
you guys.
All right. Before we close this out, anybody else got anything else they want to bring up?
Yeah, shout out Nico Harrison for all the Lakers fans out there. From a Boston fan, I absolutely hate you, Nico Harrison. Like, I hope you stub your toe on a box of Legos, and then as you're turning around, picking up your big toe, you step on a mousetrap. But
jeez,
shout out Nico Harrison for all the Lakers fans out there, because you made the worst trade in NBA history. And you should have gotten fired for it straight away, and your owner should have stopped drinking the night before he gave you the permission to make that trade. But yeah, shout out Nico Harrison.
Spurs and forward. Spurs and forward, baby.
Spurs in the trash can, but the Lakers.
Spurs and 3.
And we're gonna close this out because we got some slanderous conversations going on.
Full power Spurs now. We have full power.
Oh God, get your self tanking for generational talent selves out of here.
You got them boo boo Celtics.
Cap, boo boo. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it.
Oh yeah, no,
Google
we're definitely in the stream before he starts singing.
Yeah.
All right, this was a good video. Glad we could talk
Right.
hoops. No craziness, not too much craziness. I hope. Like the video. Comment your thoughts below on Nico Harrison being fired, direction of the Mavs. What version of LeBron do y'all think y'all see for this Lakers squad, and do y'all believe it's time for Zion to go move on to greener pastures from the Pelicans? We gonna get up out of here. I appreciate all y'all for pulling up. Ron Dog, appreciate you. Shamrock, appreciate you. And CW, glad you could pull through. We'll catch y'all
Yes,
on the next one.
sir.
And we out.